Alright guys, welcome back. I hope that you've been watching some of my other videos on this new Zumo XT. I decided to do a separate video just for some of the more specific features for this. Mainly the InReach connectivity, the Birdseye imagery, or the Birdseye Direct as they call it now, and integration with your smartphone. So let's get into it. First things first, we go into apps. Alright, so let's go over real quick the setup for the InReach. It's really quick. You obviously were not paired yet, so you just go to Connect Now. Follow the instructions on the screen. It's searching for a device. Then you get your InReach, which I have the InReach Mini. Turn it on. I should have turned it on first. And see, I took too long. It didn't find anything, but you just got to get down to Setup and Ant Plus. This doesn't use the Bluetooth connection. It uses the Ant Plus to communicate with the Zumo. You hit OK. Status on, which it already was on. Verified devices, no devices. Oh, there we go. So you just have to make sure the Ant connection, whoops, is on your InReach. Under Ant, status on, and then you go through the connection on the Zumo, and it will pull it up. I don't have my InReach active at the moment, so I can't show you any messages or anything, but basically what will happen if you know about these InReach units, this is a satellite communicator, and you can get text messages and emails through this device, and it would normally pair with your phone and send those to your phone. But now they can be sent to your GPS, and you can see them while you're moving down the road, down the trail, whatever. And you can't do anything as far as changing settings of the InReach from here, but you can trigger an SOS from here, which won't do anything right now, but because I don't have a connection. Cancel. You can, if you have the desire to have your InReach set up for tracking, where anybody can follow along as you're riding and see you on a map, you can start and stop that from right here, which is a really cool feature because going through the menus on this little device is kind of a pain in the butt. It's a tiny little screen. It's only got 4 buttons. Just makes it easier. There's no other features on here though that you can't have on your phone. It's just, you can either have it paired to your phone or you can have it paired to this. I like having it paired here because then it's all just, everything's in one place. So anyway, that's it for the InReach. And we'll head back to the main menu and see what else we got. All right, the next feature that I wanted to talk about was the Birdseye Direct, or if you've been using Garmin for at least the last few years, you might know this as Birdseye Imagery, which this used to be a subscription-based service. You had to pay, I think it was a yearly fee to use these. That's no longer the case, at least with this Zumo. This is free now. So what this gives you is satellite imagery of the area that you're currently in, just like if you were using Google Maps on your phone. Except that you download it and save it on the device. See here, it's asking or telling us, download satellite images with Birdseye Direct. You can use these anywhere. You don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi. You don't have to have cell phone coverage or service on your phone that's paired to the device. They're just on here. They are essentially just another layer of the map. So you can see satellite imagery anywhere you are, regardless of a data connection. So number one, you have to be paired to your Wi-Fi network, or a Wi-Fi network. Doesn't matter if you're at home or if you're at a hotel. You just connect to a Wi-Fi connection and then hit this download icon. And then see the blue square on here, that's saying we're going to download satellite imagery for that square, which is not a very big area when you're talking about a city, but if you're out in the woods, that's a pretty good sized area. That's at least 1 mile square. Oh yeah, size 1 mile. If you want to make that bigger, you do not use the plus and minus buttons. You choose the size here in miles and a maximum of 20 square miles at a time. Keep in mind, if you're taking a trip across the country or you're going to Alaska or something, you're not going to be able to download satellite imagery for that entire trip. It's just, it would be way too big of a file or too many files to be stored on here. So you have to be a little bit realistic. Yes, it would be awesome to just have bird's eye imagery for everywhere in North America. That would be an insanely huge file. It just wouldn't work. So you're going into the woods for the weekend camping, download the bird's eye imagery for that specific area that you're going, and then, you know, branch out a little bit, cover more than what you think you might need, but you can't just download your whole state. You could, but you'd fill up the storage on your device pretty quick. So you're just going to have to mess around with it and decide how much you want to actually store on your device at a time. Then, once you've chosen the size of the area that you're going to download, you can choose to save to internal storage, or if you have a micro SD card in it, you can save to that. I don't have an SD card in here right now, so we'll just have to save to internal storage. And you just click download. You can name it whatever you want. Just for testing, I'm just going to leave it at this. And it's downloading. Wow, that was really fast. That was a small file. So there you go. Now we can see this square on here where it's satellite imagery, but then everything outside of that is just the standard map because we only downloaded this little square here. You're not going to get to see exactly where I live, but here's a park or something. And you can zoom in pretty far. You're not going to get like street view quality or anything, but if you're out in the woods, being able to zoom in that far on a satellite image of the area that you're at, that's pretty helpful. I have one of the hiking GPSs from Garmin, and I bought the hunting map that includes the bird's eye imagery, and it's really helpful to be able to point out like, oh, this is the specific trail I'm on, or I need to go to that tree over there. And you can actually see enough detail to figure those kind of things out. And anyway, you'll see a list of all of your downloaded bird's eye imagery in here. And you can then also, just when you're on the map, it'll just show up here if you have bird's eye selected under layers. See, if we turn it off, it goes away. Now we're just back at the street navigator map. Turn it back on. There it is. And it's pretty cool. And if we were in the mountains, when I hit the topographic icon here, you would see all of the topographic contour lines show up. But because we're in the city, it doesn't have that information. That's only in the mountains. And that's about all you need to know about the Birdseye Direct. Like I said, really awesome feature. If you need it, it's there. If you don't need it, then just don't use it. But it really is a cool thing to have on a motorcycle GPS. All right, once you've got your phone paired with your Zumo, then you'll have access to the smart notifications, the phone section, and music, which is out here on the main screen. So let's go back in here. The thing I wanted to show you was smart notifications. This, as long as your phone is paired to your Zumo, any notifications that your phone gets will be pushed to the GPS and they will show right on your screen. Even if you're in the map and getting navigation or getting directions at the moment, you'll still see notifications on the screen if you choose to use this feature. A lot of people, they're riding a motorcycle, they don't want to see any of that crap, whether it's for safety reasons or they just don't want to see that stuff while they're riding. If you do choose to use this, this is the section you want to come to tailor what notifications you do and don't get. So, let's go back here, click on the wrench, and then you can scroll through and put a check mark next to anything that you want to receive notifications for. Wow, there are a lot of options in there. I'll just leave everything checked for now, and I'll change it all later once I've got time to sit down with it. But this is where you decide what you do and don't want to see as far as notifications. You go back out here under phone. Then this menu is sort of the settings for your phone that you have paired. So, you know, I have this icon right here. Wow, that screen is responsive. I have this icon right here. That's the icon for the Garmin Drive app. That means my phone is connected to the device and I have the Garmin Drive app open. So that will give me the smart notifications. It will give me traffic overlay on the main map. And then the little music note here, that symbol is telling you that the device you're connected to is compatible with a music player. So if you see that icon there, that means that your phone can play music, is ready to play music. Smartphone services, where it says connected, that means that our smart notifications are set up, ready to work, should we choose to use them. Search for devices, we could pair to a different phone if we wanted to. This is where you can change the name, the Bluetooth name. The standard name is just Zumo XT and then your serial number. And then there's settings for Wi-Fi and different things in here, but these are all functions that you can get to in other menus. Now that we're connected with the phone, we have a couple of new items in here. The weather radar, and the photo live. Those don't show up unless you have your phone paired. So using the Bluetooth connection to your phone, and then as long as you have the Garmin Drive app open on your phone, it doesn't have to be open at the forefront on your phone. It just has to be open, running in the background. Then you can see the weather for the area that you're currently in. You can see a weather radar, which actually lays over the map. We're not going to wait for that to download. It does take a minute. And you can see photo live, which is, I believe, yeah, traffic cameras. So if you're in a city where there are traffic cameras that are available to the public to see, this can, over the internet, can look at any of those. And you can actually see a traffic camera at the moment on your GPS. I have no idea why a motorcycler would ever need this kind of information available right at their fingertips, but we've got it now. Get back out here to the main thing. So these three options, weather, photo live, and weather radar, and traffic, those all require being paired to your phone with the Garmin Drive app open and a data connection on your phone. So if you're somewhere where you don't have cell service or you don't have your phone paired, these options aren't going to work. Some people might not even care about these features, but if you want these features to work, it does require a cell phone with a data connection. So that was it for a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the more specific features to the Zumo XT. And I hope that was helpful to somebody. If you did find it helpful, or if you just had fun watching, I'd appreciate a like and or a subscribe. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.